matched up throughout most of the game. Begin the third period. Buffalo with a 1-0 lead. That shorthanded goal in the second period. Now LaFerriere with the steal to Kopitar, who scores! Right side, down low, Fiala. Cross ice, Kopitar. Now back across, Fiala. Down low, touch pass, Kopitar, scores! Nice pass to Kempe, who picks it up and flips it down the ice. It goes wide, no icing, good hustle. Byfield to Kopitar for the hat trick, he scores! Kings set up the closing seconds of the power play. Byfield dispensed to Byfield, sends it across, tipped on, save, loose puck, score! Trevor Moore!
3 former 30-goal scorers on the second power play, which is now done. Shot, Skinner, save made, rebound, score! Corey Perry with Edmonton's first goal of the year, and this game is tied.
Scoreless first period. Kings look to set it up. Fiala on the left side for Kopitar to Fiala, shot, and he scores!
No fighting the puck there.
Out to Clark for Fiala. Down low it comes. Kopitar up by Clark. To Kempe, a shot. Score! Kings have had 2-goal leads at 2-0 and 3-1. Kempe a goal today. Across to Burrows with a shot. Tip. Score! A minute 39 in the power play. Kings win the draw. We're tied at 4. Shot. Score! Kevin Fiala from the top of the left circle. Good skater out to center ice. Knocked down Amadio. Here's a steal moving in. LaFerriere shoots and scores! Alex LaFerriere.
Extra attacker, 6-on-4 for the Flames. Wrist shot knocked down. They score! Kuzmenko!
5-0 Toronto, early third period. Turcotte had it knocked off his stick, recovered, give and go, shoots, and scores! Fought off with a blocker by Stolarz. Fiala now to Clark again, a shot, save, rebound, loose, and score! 1-0 Canadiens. Kings win the draw. Anderson a shot, score! Woo! Mikey Anderson let it go from the left wing into the right corner. Behind that, he gave it to Turcotte. Back to LaFerriere, broken up. Turcotte again with it. Out to the blue line for Spence. Spence a shot, score!
Together and sealed it, made sure it didn't go by.
Kings win the draw, hard around by Gavrikov, and it goes down the ice, empty net for Kempe. Kempe scores! For Anderson, and neatly to Kopitar, and across on right wing behind the defense and on goal. Kempe shoots and scores! Adrian Kempe! And now Fabry for Anaheim. Across to Zegras, off his stick, and the Kings send it right back down. Now a turnover in, score! Loose puck to the Kings line. Played ahead on right wing. Now Fiala, empty net, moves in. Fiala dekes, scores! Zegras gallops behind the Kings net. Watched by Anderson. He throws it in front, cleared away by the Kings, and cleared down the ice towards the empty net. Score!
On that double minor that the Kings just had.
One-timer Edmondson. Another save, loose, score! Warren Fogle gets the Kings on the board.
Henry Thrun, young defenseman who played quite a bit last year for the Sharks. Now the wraparound. Fogle, save is made, score! Moves over the line, leaves it for LaFerriere. Drops it to Clark, down to the left circle. Cuts to his right. Clark throws it in front. He scores! To Clark in the middle. For Kempe right side, and to Clark again. Clark looking, took a shot, score! Tied up, Kempe on a loose puck. Kempe turning to his forehand, shooting, blocked, it's loose in front. Kopitar can't get it, Kings get it! We'll see, Edmondson couldn't get a shot through off the draw. Clark now to the net, loses the puck. Now Edmondson a drive, score!
It's grabbed by Dvorak. Dvorak out to center, Armia. Forced back by Kyrou, empty net, this time he finds it. Yoel Armia with his first of the year, and it's 5-2.
Trevor Moore motors in, he drops for Clark, moving in. Clark a shot, rebound, and they score! Akil Thomas. Wenberg dug it free, Fogle won it back, LaFerriere scores! And we are tied at 2.
Exactly. We love you, Bruce. Backhand shot, score! Fogle! Here comes Kempe. With Turcotte, score! Adrian Kempe, 2-0 Kings. Here's Anderson looking for the redirect. Now Byfield. Back across for Anderson. Into the slot. Score! Kempe slides it across. Oh, what a move! Kopitar scores! Off the beautiful spin move by Clark. Here's Clark for Kopitar, who has 2 points tonight. Fiala, and with a shot, he scores! Missed the team meeting. So what do you think's been going through his mind over these last 24 hours? Now back in the lineup as Edmondson fires from long range.
Fourth line for Edmondson having an effective shift. Here's Phil. Centering pass, one-timer denied. Mitchell, backhander score. Perry finishes. And there it is.
Left circle, up high to Kempe. Right side to Clark and to Fiala. Down low, Kopitar at the goal line. Centers, score! Laferriere! Rubbed out between the benches by Laferriere. And the Kings take over. Deneau pushes it ahead. Turcotte center shot. Score! 2-2. Anderson will dump it down low on the left wing boards. More centers. Fiala. Stop. Score! On the rebound.
Back to the circle. And now Kempe for LA in the offensive zone. Cross ice pass. Right wing. Long shot save. Rebound off the side of the goal. Then Benton, they score! For the Kings here in Music City. Take it away and try to dart up the right wing. In comes Fiala, got a 2-on-1. Fiala centers, Deneau! Pass save, rebound, score! The rebound dribbled past Nyquist. He had an empty net to shoot, but he didn't have the puck. And now the Kings toward the empty net. Kempe scores!
Battle off the face-off, puck available. Evans, maybe a 2-on-1. Evans short-handed with Armia. Jake Evans, Armia shot, score! Short-handed goal, Yoel Armia!
Tipped in by LA and Byfield. Deep centers in front. Oh! Rolling save. Rebound. Score! Back to the blue line. Clark looks across, skates to the middle. Tip pass toward the goal. Save. The rebound between Laferriere's legs. Then Fiala scores! Here comes Moore. Left circle. Hits the brakes in front of Brodin. Moore hits the trailer. Right side. Gavrikov in front. They score! Q deflected in and Quinton Byfield.
Warren Fogle out on the left wing boards there, along with Alex Laferriere to Byfield. Byfield to the net. Byfield shoots and scores! Outlets to Corrali at center. Slips a check. Lost the puck. Here's Akil Thomas room into the zone. Feeds it across. Shot. Score! Warren Fogle! Look to set up the power play. Sillinger fanned on a cross ice pass. Picked up. Carried in. Moore to the net. Shoots. Scores! Eludes Fogle. Fogle gathers it in again. Feeds the blue line. Edmondson a drive. Score! For Clark. To Kopitar. His pass blocked. Up top to Clark. Shoots. Scores! They had enough looks, didn't they?
Slides on towards the goal, intercepted by Gramster, who puts the puck off the glass, but it hit a stanchion. Came right to Derek Ryan. Centers Janmark to the crease. They score! Knobloch's hunch paid off. He left the fourth line out, and Corey Perry puts the puck in the net to make it 2-0.
Right wing boards to Byfield. Byfield, a shot. Off a stick. Barry's now more in title chance. Saved by Wolf. Lunging from right to left, and a whistle.
Seeing some, light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak, because he is just what an opportunity. It's in.
Kempe!
Yeah, much different looking.
Pass across. Kempe has his second.
Moore passed up a chance to make a better play. Back quickly, the Kings. Mikey Anderson. Shot. Score!
Yeah, he's down right at this end of the bench, closest to me.
And right off the draw, Red Wings, DeBrincat couldn't get a shot away. Here's a lead pass to break. Kempe hammered up the wall by Spence. Picked up by the Kings. Cleared ahead to Kopitar. 2-on-1 with Kempe. Kopitar to Kempe. Scores!
First start, a loss at Rexall Place on the north side of the city. That was in December of 2003, his first season. Fleury defending and a wraparound by Corey Perry.
David Rittich in his career, 2-1-0 in 3 games against Seattle. In the slot, shot, score! Out to Kopitar at the blue line. Kopitar for Byfield. To Fiala. To Kopitar for Byfield, who scores! They were waiting for Edmondson, but he clearly had to slow up and could not clear the zone in time. Now Kempe for Clark, in, shoots, scores! Hands it off, Kopitar, across, Fogle, a tip, Kempe, save, twice, score! On the 3rd rebound.
Catches the attention of the official. Kings need to get this power play going.
Off the draw, Kempe, a shot, score! The Ferrier in tight quarters. Deneau helping him out for Turcotte. In front it comes, backhander, save is made, score! Kings to center. Clark up the middle, Clark gains the line. Clark drifting to the left wing, hands it off, Fiala, shot, score! Hellebuyck is on the bench. Opponents have tried this strategy 15 times this year against the Kings. Empty net shot, score! Kempe! Kings can't get it in deep. Now cross-ice feed, picked off in the middle. Here's Laferriere in, feeds it across, shot, Turcotte scores! 12-8-3 overall. Here is Deneau driving in off the left wing, threw it in front, one off a stick, rebound, score! Since his recall a couple of weeks ago, and he's been with Spence all of those games. Chance, score! Alex Laferriere! Second of the game. Scored early in the game, 1:53 in. Shot from the boards. Save is made off Clark. Loose puck. Fiala scores!
Then all of a sudden was wide open on the far side.
Still tied at 2. Moore scoots into the slot. A shot. Deflects on save. Score! Byfield down low to Kempe to Fiala in the middle. To Byfield! Or Kempe scores! Here tonight. And away with the puck, Moore. With Laferriere, Moore scores! Or Jeannot.
He'll come off the boards with the puck for Wallman, who fell but got it back to Macklin. Celebrini chases the angle, shoots it wide. Ceci scores! Cody Ceci!
I don't want to jinx him or anything, Kenny, but that's what it looks like.
Well, it is one more to tie. Shot by Edmondson, score! Now it's Fogle. Fogle keeps it away from Stankoven. Out in front, score!
Marchessault through center ice. Over the line, lost it. Armia's got one more chance. Will Armia, open net, waiting, scores!
Feeds it out to Gavrikov. Cross ice, Anderson to Kempe. Pushes it down deeper to Kopitar right side. A shot, tipped, score! He had the look. Fiala for Spence to Laferriere left circle. With a shot, score! Boards Hartman. Hard around the wall, chasing Kempe, chops it off the glass and down. Picked up Moore, look at the empty net, scores! That's the mark of a good team, and they are a good team. So, they drop the puck, Fleury heads off, Moore with another chance, scores!
Corey Perry, Kulak, headmans to Draisaitl. Takes a return pass from Connor Brown, shot by Nurse, redirected home, off of Corey Perry, and Edmondson takes a 1-0 lead. That's Perry's 5th.
Edmondson to Gavrikov, a shot wide. I don't know if Sorokin got a piece of it. Moore threw it behind the net to Kopitar. In front it comes. Kempe scores! As the Kings defenseman jumped up into the play. Fiala still out there, stick handling into the middle. A shot, score! Threw it behind the net. Lee hands it off to Palmieri and out to the blue line. Shot attempt blocked. King shot at the empty net. Score! Mikey Anderson.
Evans to center. Shedding pressure up the middle. Drop back. Hyland far side. Armia scores!
7 defensemen. Kings break quickly. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Kempe moves in to Turcotte. shot, score! Being watched on the play by Schneider, threw it in front and a shot, save, score on the rebound! Fogle got his own rebound to make it 2-0 LA. Didn't connect. Fogle in quickly for the slot, feeds it across, Byfield scores! And the Kings will lob it out and down. Picked up by Kempe, hands it off. Now Turcotte to Kopitar to Kempe.
Trying to mix it up again, Nick. Just trying to change the momentum, the atmosphere of this game.
Now the Kings in the slot with a chance. Clark, save, score on the rebound.
A dart to Brown, across to Ryan. He shoots and it stayed out. And Hill wrong-footed. Brown takes it to the net. Slid it out. Perry shot, score!
Lost the puck of the line. Emil Heidemann quickly for Evans, cutting in. Jake Evans shoots, just missed wide. Rebound, follow-up, score! Yoel Armia! And what a start of the Bell Center!
And that's wide. Kopitar behind the net, threw it in front, tipped, score! Who else? Adrian Kempe! Kings the other way. Here's Turcotte, moves in, shoots, scores! Alex Turcotte! Glove side.
I love his any era on any team. Out to center, breakaway. Here's Fiala behind the defense. Backhand, scores! Tonight, a lot of hockey left to be played for him. Use a long stick. Redirect in front, shot of the net, and it goes through! And they get behind Kolosov. Especially shorthanded, but getting chances, just unable to finish. He feels the goals will come for him. Jordan Spence, shot, score! Gavrikov couldn't get it in deep. Got some help, though, in the form of Turcotte. Center in front, they score! Unbelievable. Who else but the captain, Anze Kopitar? Pressured, Byfield able to break free. Has the empty net. Quentin Byfield, and he rattles that one off the pipe and in.
How can you not talk about Bobby Clarke and not talk about Ed Snyder and the Philadelphia Flyers and the whole story about the Broad Street Bullies? And, oh, there's another goal.
Fiala.
Gavrikov right side, rims it around, picked up by Fogle in the middle. Byfield scores! Quentin Byfield. Right side to Clark with a shot wide of the net. Fiala in the middle, shot, save, rebound, score! Kings reset, Clark. Kopitar, Clark again, and across. Tipped in the middle, now back, score!
Battle off the face-off. It's won by Montreal. Carrier to the boards. That's teamed up on. We got the puck off to Evans out in front. They score! And it's Yoel Armia on the doorstep, chopping it.
And have the next 3 days off before taking on.
There's a goal by CC, and it's 4-2. Demko
got it behind the net, couldn't get a shot away. He was being guarded tightly. Now a walkout bid, score! Quentin Byfield. Byfield to the slot, Fogle for Spence. Spence centers, loose puck, score! Warren Fogle! To Kempe, into the zone, to Deneau, and to Byfield. Byfield down to the left circle, shoots, score!
Armia trying to get there first. He knocked it past his man. All Canadians wanted an interference call. Heidemann busting in. Emil Heidemann right in. Armia scores!
Loose puck chased down by Fiala. Knocks it around for Laferriere. To Fiala. A shot. He scores! His shot or pass blocked, and now Turcotte. Turcotte into the zone. Drops it. Clark plays it across. Score! Adrian Kempe! Celebrini, who missed games early, now a turnover and a breakaway. Fogle off to the races. In. Save. Score! Great pressure here by the Kings. Moberara to Byfield. A shot. Save. Rebound. Score!
Kopitar, Byfield, Fiala, Kempe, and a one defenseman, Clark.
4-4 tie, and off the draw, Kempe a shot, score! The Kings, Byfield got it to Anderson. And for Deneau, Byfield to the net, the pass, the shot, score! Here's a shot pass by Luke Hughes. Hit a skate. Winds up Vogel to Kempe. Kempe a shot at the empty net. He scores!
As Cunnin was crashing the crease. Never got there. Maybe now it will. Wenberg dishing back to the line. CC loads up. And scores!
That's one thing they want to do. They want to get more possession off the draw.
Deneau, clean face-off win shot. Score! Mikey Anderson. Turcotte cuts into the middle, hands it off, shot. Score! Adrian Kempe. Kempe hard around the wall to Spence. To Moverara. To Kempe, turns a shot. Tip, score! Now look out, almost too many men. Kempe moving in with Kopitar. Kempe shoots, scores! Adrian Kempe!
Waiting began last season with Chicago, remember, did Corey Perry. Kapanen squeezed against the boards. Perry to the net, scores! And we are tied! Corey Perry!
Moving behind the net, tried to bank it in off, I think, a defender. Loose puck, high slot, Moverara shot, and he scores!
Swats at it, the chip and chase, empty net, Yoel Armia cutting in, and he'll score! His 100th goal in the NHL, Yoel Armia buries it.
And the Canucks will get the puck out to Roenick. He's checked in here. The puck down the ice, chase down Kempe. To the net, Turcotte. Kempe, the pass, tip, score! Gavrikov tying up a man on the boards. Fiala with it, moves in the middle. Fiala had to roll off his stick, gets it back. Shoot, save, rebound, score! Turcotte again! Pettersson can't hold it in on the left wing boards, and now the Kings into the zone with Kopitar. Tried to one-hand it to the net. He did, and in front, Kempe! Miller sends it down low. The team's at full strength. Look out, 2-on-1. Fiala with more. Fiala in. Fiala shoots, scores!
The internal metrics that they keep. He felt they were getting the chances. It went in tonight, at least so far.
Now loose puck inside of the net, and they score!
Karen's up ice on the Calgary power play. Moves it to Blake Coleman. Back across. Kuzmenko in, shoots, scores! Andrei Kuzmenko with his second of the season.
Spence for Fiala. To Spence. For Fiala again, down low. Kopitar centers. Score! Adrian Kempe! Shoot. Another post hit by number 9. Kopitar to Kempe, another shot. Score! In off the post.
Has won his last 9 following along. Strasson hands off. Corey Perry puts Edmonton right back in the game at 3-2.
Valenius knocked off the puck by Nosek. Comes out to the point, shot by Spence. Not looking for it. Score! Here's Clark. Clark, defended by Verhaeghe. Sends it back across. They score! Off the shot from Fiala.
Break by the Blue Jackets. They have the 1-0 lead.
Fiala off the draw, save, rebound, score! Alain Deneau's son. Again, the Blue Jackets can't clear. Kempe feeds it right side. Shot pass. Kopitar block. Loose in front. Score!
Kuznetsov back to the line. Nurmanov. Weegar one-timer. Traffic in front. Was Huberdeau, but it stays away. Kadri. Tip point. They score! Kuznetsov tracking to the front of the Minnesota net. Puts it. First goal since the Eriksson Ek goal in the first period for Minnesota, but they cut the gap to 2 on the board with a power play marker. Kuzmenko wraps around. He scores! Calgary answers right back on the second of the game from Andrei Kuzmenko.
And that's going to turn over to Cody Ceci from the angle through the top of the crease and back up top. Wallman loads up again. They score! Cody Ceci was in the slot.
Laferriere. Laferriere works it out to Spence. Now in the middle. Fiala shoots. Scores!
Guys, did you get a hat by any chance?
No. Oh! Score! The Red Wings off the draw. Put it in their own net. Seider.
Burakovsky settles it down. Shoots. And a save made by Pickard. Though he was wrong-footed, rifle down, wide open, breakaway, Corey Perry scores!
Meeting for the first time, and finally, Kempe carries the center and got it down the ice, and the Kings can get some changes. Now a turnover in front, shot, score! 2-on-1, Gavrikov with Danault to the net. Gavrikov, a pass, broken up by a defender stick. In front it comes, score! Racing back forward, Orlov tied up, in, onside, nice move, Fiala to the net, holds, shoots, scores! What a play!
Byfield getting back, making sure it does not connect cleanly.
Now a good move, moving in, a shot, score!
Whoa!
Kevin Fiala again!
Broken up by Holmberg. Kulak's got it again. That shot scores! Corey Perry! Surprising wall!
Puck at the line, maybe a shorthanded chance for Montreal. Evans waits, Armia, in alone, Armia, score! Yoel Armia, shorthanded goal! Podorowski, though, knocked that down, but second effort, great job, and a 2-on-1. Evans, Armia, shot, score! Back-to-back games, shorthanded goals!
See if he gets a chance to use it here.
First career penalty shot, Foegele in, shoots, scores! Warren Foegele, penalty shot goal! Kemper and young Jakub Dobish, the goaltenders here tonight. Point shot, score! Deflected in front, but the Kings come to center. Laferriere moving in, Laferriere stopping, cross ice, one-timer, score! Newhook, a pass ahead, broken up, intended for Doc. Here's Fiala the other way with Laferriere and Gavrikov. Gavrikov across, score! Pulling the goaltender, 2:38 left. Kings up by 2. And the Kings more to the empty net, buries it.
By far the Avalanche's weakest. Kapanen over the line. One-timer, not much on it. Corey Perry shovels his own rebound home, and it's 2-2. Corey Perry around to Skinner. Perry backs his way in. A save made by Blackwood, and the rebound trickles through.
Simpson Chevrolet, and we're underway. Second meeting between the two as the Stars turn it over. Kings Danault, centers, tipped, score!
Stung him.
No stick, then he gets hit. He's shaken up, but he's staying out there. Kings with it. Fiala, shot! Score!
But he goes right to the bench, get another one.
Good hustle by Byfield, prevented Dallas from a clean breakout. Now Byfield whistles from wide, score! His 500th NHL assist, so a milestone game for 16-year veteran as the Kings move in, a chance, score!
And now the Ducks will go on the power play. Trouba sends it over. Dumoulin comes in, and his shot scores! Brian Dumoulin's first of the year, and boy, does it come at a good time.
What a shot.
But it comes out of the zone.
Things with 4 forwards here. Only Dowdy, the only defenseman on.
Danault to Kempe in, a backhander, scores!
We'll get it back out to Ristolainen. Kuzmenko turns with it. Swings it back out, connecting. Down low, they score! Kuzmenko, who I believe might have broken his stick, but it goes in the net. He's got his first as a Flyer.
Point shot, stick save. Puck chased down by Fiala. Fiala across Doughty, a blast, score! Kings on the rush, generating a couple of opportunities. One-timer, score! Kevin Fiala!
And made it a 2-on-2 instead of a clear-cut 2-on-1. And he made sure there wasn't any time.
Look out, lobbed ahead, onside, Laferriere, score! Tried to clear, it was knocked down by a stick, thrown at the net, sharp angle save made. Hayton spins, shot is blocked. Kings get a clear, score! And to Byfield, up top, Spence, Kings on a power play to Byfield, shoots, scores! Kings went trailing entering the third, 4-11-1. Here's Moore to the net, score! Sends it up the wall. Vegas at full strength. Byfield gets it back. Backhands it. Score! Warren Foegele! tried to get it in front to Byfield. Now a turnover. Byfield to Kempe. Kempe out to the blue line. Edmondson score! Just play keep away here. Byfield for Kempe. And to Fiala and on goal! Scores!
Winding back ahead of Elias Pettersson. He gets it again. Kempe with a head of steam. A shot. He scores! Adrian Fogo all the way across. Deneau. Movara. Spence. They score! What's in front?
Now down low, Moore fighting off a check. Moore lost it, got it back out to the blue line. Shot tip, score! Fogle!
The Kings have not found an answer.
Gavrikov backhands it towards the net. It's blocked. Now the wraparound score! Trevor Moore!
Here's Kulak to Draisaitl, center pass, and Perry scores! Edmonton extends to a 2-0 lead.
Puck picked up in the middle. Fiala, Doughty. Now down low, Kopitar. Kings with a man advantage. Now a one-timer. Score! Back come the Hawks. Centering pass by Reichel broken up. Alec scoring from the same end of the ice where he put the Kings into the finals. Back come the Kings. Score!
Now he's in some trouble. Sharon Govich was on him, so just backhand to the Calgary line. Uyghur out of the heaven is stolen. This is Kuzmenko moving in. The shot. He scores! Take that, Flames!
Boy, in the games against Anaheim, he's arguably been Vancouver's best player.
Very noticeable. Here's a chance and a rebound. The Ducks will convert. Brian Dumoulin goes to the net, and Anaheim has luck.
When they score first. They're playing some of their best hockey of the season. Byfield, a chance. Score!
Kings are able to get that behind the net without Binnington involved on the dump in. And that's the key to it. Keep it away from him. That pulls the defense and helps her.
Tries the center, new hook, turned over, and you've got Jones. Got it through to Corey Perry. In on net, backhander, score!
There's Lane Hudson, gallops out to center. Down the wing, center, shot, they score! Joel Armia cranks that one right down the middle.
Suter, the veteran, as well. Here's Kuzmenko, knocked off his stick. Anderson for Doughty, winds a shot, tipped, score! Up the wall in traffic, double teamed, and Byfield with it. Byfield to the net, Byfield shoots, scores! One of the Golden Knights broke his stick. Clark on the right side for Edmondson, a shot, score! Andrei Kopitar was in front. Playing both the right and left side, so he's proved his versatility, that's for sure. Up high, Kempe, a blast, kicked out. Rebound to Clark, in, scores! Now a good read by Gavrikov, breaking up a cross-ice feed by Hanifin. And up the middle with speed, Byfield to Fiala, Fiala, shot, score! Deneau, a feed, here's Fogle to the net, Fogle in, shoots, scores! Warren Fogle. Fogle off the blocker. 4-2 LA. Score! Up the wall it comes. Kopitar feeds it in front. Shot. Score! On the rush. Adrian Kempe. Fogle on the ice for the Kings goal. The plus-minus leader on the team. Forcing a turnover and a shot. Score! Earlier in this period, they get it up top. Pulock now to the blue line. D'Angelo broke his stick. Byfield will break. Scores! A minute 27 left. 3-1 LA. Holmstrom will get it in down low. Doughty hard around the glass and past everybody down at the empty net. Score! That got the mask of Lindgren, but he appears to be okay. Play continues.
He had to jump sideways to get it out of the way.
Score! Pass in the slot. Kuzmenko hands it off. Doughty, Kopitar. Kopitar looking, cross-ice speed, one-timer. Score! Laferriere to Gavrikov. For Laferriere off his stick. Caps try to clear, they cannot. Held in, Fiala feeds it across, score! Long outlet pass connects to Byfield. Byfield fresh, holding on for Kempe. Kempe with Byfield in front, score! Quinton Byfield!
Down low is Corey Perry, screening the goaltender. Bouchard to Draisaitl. Looks toward the net, shoots and a save. The rebound is score!
Threw it behind the net, Kuzmenko threw it in front, a shot blocked. Fiala set up by Kempe. Cross ice, shot! Score! Adrian Kempe! And now the Kings to center with speed. Here's Moore. 3-on-3, Moore into the middle with a shot. He scores! Trevor Moore! Got Moore with 8 goals in his last 18 games. That's a pretty good clip. Save off the draw. Spence a drive that's deflected. Another shot. Score! Out it comes Teravainen to Levshunov. Shot blocked. And the puck to the blue line held in. Another chance, empty net. Score! Been physical, led by big Sammy Helenius. We mentioned it the other day, but he's only been up for not nearly half the games, but is among the leaders. Score! And off the draw, Doughty sends it down low. Kuzmenko puts it across, tipped it front, score! Opened up a lot of eyes at the Four Nations tournament with his play. He's been fabulous for Carolina over the years. Into the zone, a shot, score! Andrei Kuzmenko, his first as a King. Fogle to center ice, Kings with a 3-0 lead. Hands it off for Deneau. Feeds the slot. Moore shoots. Scores! Hall turns it over. Byfield speeds in. Byfield shoots. Save is made. Rebound. In front. Score!
6-1.
LaFerriere, will he get a point today? Hands it off. Shot. Score! Fiala! Darcy Kemper has points in 13 straight starts here at home. Kopitar in, Deeks scores! 12 minutes since the Bruins have had a shot on goal. Now in front, Deneau with Lewis there, but he couldn't reach it. Deneau again behind the Boston net. Walks out, score! Byfield wins the draw. Anderson a shot, stick save. Doughty a blast, scores!
Nice play there, support.
Spence lobs it all the way down. The Kings will get there, no icing. Kempe for Kuzmenko, who scores! Works it into the right wing corner. The Kings get it ahead. Here's LaFerriere. Across for Fiala. Now to Byfield. Byfield in, shoots, scores! Jeannot to Edmondson, winds for Helenius. Shoots, scores! Kopitar on the left side. Down low, Kuzmenko centers block. Kuzmenko with it. Shoots, tip, score! Fiala was there. Check held in Moore for Fogle. Along the boards looking for help with the Rangers. Kreider's there, he lost it. Moore, shoots, save, rebound, score! Work free out to the blue line, picked off and cleared by Fiala. Fiala with it to the empty net. Can't get a shot. Penalty coming up on the play. He scores!
Near the hands on Hyman's bid. He's actually clean up until that. Back to the point. Wallman fires wide. Rebound. Perry scores. His 16th, the power play goal.
Puck bouncing around, glove to his stick. LaFerriere driving down low. LaFerriere to the net. Scores!
Flipped it back around for Moore. Penalties over. Gregor's out of the box. And no shots for the Kings. Byfield better than score! With Kuzmenko. Here's Kopitar in the waning seconds of the man advantage. Kopitar drifts in. Kopitar still with it out in front. They score! Pass get through for Kopitar and a drive from Spence goes high and wide. Kopitar through the legs. A shot! Score!
Away from the puck, trying to get open, and that's really helped the other four.
Clark with a wrister. Fogle in front. They score! We'll celebrate his birthday tomorrow, not today.
but our best to him today. Doughty slings it along. Mikey Anderson with a shot. Score!
My apologies to Romanov. I thought he should have had that goal, but it was in fact tipped.
Now Kuzmenko charging in, pulls up. Kuzmenko tapped on. Kempe score! Gavrikov squeezed him off the puck.
I like that effort from Fiala late in the game, a 6-1 game.
Kuzmenko scores!
Hellebuck, who leads the league in just about every goaltending category. Shot! Score! Edmondson shot tipped by Trevor Moore. But we play on. Check Gustafsson. Here's Kempe. Speeds in, drops it. Kuzmenko across. Score!
Linesman didn't see it, but the ref did.
Stanley check to steal. Kuzmenko moving in with Kempe. Kuzmenko scores! Now it's picked up by Ehlers. His shot blocked. Kopitar with it. Kopitar angles it out. Kempe for the empty net. Score! 0-0. Second period. Doughty up the middle. Kuzmenko a shot save and then a collision with a goaltender.
First opportunity for a shot, you've got to take it because it might go away and it may never come back again.
Byfield, Fiala, turnover, Fiala, score! Cross-ice pass, broken up, sent down the ice, a bump on Moore, they let it go, Moore with it, Moore in on goal, scores! And off the draw, Byfield to win, Doughty flips it high in the air and it goes down the ice towards the empty net, score!
Maybe the best chance for the Oilers right there with Janmark taking it to the net.
LaFerriere into the circle, shoots, blocked, score! Along the boards, Henrique all over Kopitar, gets it to Doughty. Doughty now for Kempe. Kempe looking to Kuzmenko. Kuzmenko shoots, scores! Byfield, Fiala, LaFerriere. They win the draw, Byfield does. Burrows a backhander to the net save, score! Byfield!
Kempe again with the touch. Lays it to Kuzmenko in the corner for LA. Tries to cut in. Pass in front. Score! Anderson, headmans for Kopitar. Kempe kicks it into the zone. And he takes the stick away from Zellweger. Moved around to the point. Here's Anderson. Delays and a tip. Score! Spins. Fiala. Now Kopitar down low. Fiala top of the circle across Kempe. One-timer. Score! Hands on a pass. Now Byfield back for Mikey Anderson. Off a stick, knocked down, and fanning on a shot. LaFerriere. Score! Backhands in front for Byfield. A stick in the way, but Kempe jumps on it. Leaves it for Kuzmenko. Stick handles. One-timer. Score!
Brown getting antsy for a shot. Into the slot, Arvidsson could not control. McDavid dialing it up in front. Jammed by Perry. Home! Corey Perry stuffs it in!
Necas, a centering pass broken up by Kopitar, who atoned for his guffaw. Now Kuzmenko moving in on the right wing. Threw it in front, shot, score!
His hands are, so it does give you that impression that the puck is being moved around, even when he's standing still.
Kings gain entry. Fiala, curl and drag, shoots, scores!
So happy to see him back on the ice, guys.
Great story. Shot, score! Clark skating room, moves in. Clark, stutter steps on Malinsky, feeds it out. Anderson down low, shot, Kempe. LaFerriere and Gerard cancel. Malinsky lost it. LaFerriere looking, threw it in front.
Handle it. Right-hand side, Scheifele took his eye off it. And Derek Ryan, a clean steal. Fires a pass. Perry, shot, score!
Kings with the puck. And in traffic, moving in the middle. Moore had it knocked off his stick. Now a shot, just deflected wide. Score! Fiala with it, swings it out up high. Kempe, a shot, tip, score! Quinton Byfield, between the circles, I think got a piece of it. Fifth Kings power play, they're 1 of 4, they lead 3-0. And here is Kempe across, Fiala scores! That didn't take very long. Mikey Anderson's pass ahead, blocked, knocked down, but he got it back. Feeds it ahead, look out, 2-on-1. Kopitar to Minute, feeds it across, score!
Mercer, full head of steam, enters the zone, drops it back to Brian Dumoulin, down Broadway, he shoots, he scores! Brian Dumoulin's first Devils goal is an overtime winner.
Good stick again. We're a broken record saying that with Vladislav Gavrikov. On the entry, here's Gavrikov toward the net, tip, score! Kempe was looking for Fiala, who gets pressured out high. Fiala dragging through. Kempe, backdoor, score! Off to Gavrikov, makes the cut after the feed to Danault. Pressured out high by Wright, but Danault eluded him. Fogle, charging, backhand, score! And a win over the Blues in a shootout. LaFerriere, backdoor, Decord sprawling out, they score! Works in on Dunn. Carries in behind. Kuzmenko tapped the brakes. Andrei Kuzmenko. Crafty feed. Turcotte moved it. Score! Behind Vegas and in front of Edmonton. And tracking toward a first-round series at home next week. Decord on a redirect. Hellenius score!
He's not waving the white flag. You're celebrating. Wrist shot. Oh, he had his pocket picked. What a play by Kapanen. Nudge net for Corey Perry at the empty net. Bullseye.
Alex Turcotte for LA. Clark at the blue line. One-timer. Shot. Score! It is!
And behind the net, back to Kopitar. Up top it comes. Swings across. Shot. Score! Kuzmenko! Right side. Doughty shoots. Save. Rebound. Byfield shoots. Scores! He banked it in off Skinner. The defenseman now. Kempe a shot. Save is made. Kopitar for Kuzmenko to Kempe. Score! Bumped hard by Byfield. Loose puck comes in front. Shot. Score! Put up Danault. And Kopitar wins the draw. Tip to Kempe. Kempe across. One-timer.
You're going to have to fight for battles, and I didn't think they won enough in the offensive zone in the first two periods.
Bouchard, McDavid down low, draws a penalty, and it's stuffed home by Corey Perry. And the Oilers remain alive.
Moore moves in. Moore to the trailer. Danault shot. Score! Deflected in front. 41 seconds left. This power play that has 18 seconds left. Ahead for Danault and off to Fogle, the ex-Oiler. Fogle moving in. Centers. Swings it around out of the reach of LaFerriere. Pitching is Gavrikov, but he got hit hard there by Draisaitl. Byfield to the net. Shoots. Scores! Kuzmenko. Kopitar. Kempe. A blast. Wide. Score! Off the end dasher. Popped home by Kuzmenko. Up ice pressure. Kopitar a steal. In front. Shot. Score! Adrian Kempe. Fiala looking. Banks it around to Kopitar. And up top it comes Kempe. To the right side. Shot across. Score!
Fundamentally sound again, Nick, where he just takes the body. Here the Kings go.
2-on-1, maybe a 3-on-1. Kempe to the net. Shoots! Score! Across it comes. Doughty. Feeds it right side. Shot! Score! Adrian Kempe! Couldn't handle it.
The Oilers are really overplaying the lanes and the seams, taking it away.
Here's a shot. Score! Out up high. Danault for Moore. And back to the blue line. A shot. Score! Drew Doughty!
And the Oilers get what they need here.
Back come the Kings. Moore. A shot. He scores! Oh, Trevor Moore! Fought off the check. Yeah, how many different lines have we seen already in the series from Edmonton? We mentioned the Kings pretty much rolling the same three lines over and over. Here's a turnover chance. Score!
The Kings will get it deep here now.
Up the left. Well, they don't get it in deep.
Maybe it's
now
broken.
In front. Shot. Score! Warren Fogle on a busted play.
Rebound off the glass, handled by Nugent Hopkins. Curled it to Draisaitl, down low. I'm in a backhander tonight. Rebound, Perry scores! Corey Perry!
Bouchard had his stick tied up. And the Kings lob it ahead, onside, moving in, a chance! Score! Kevin Fiala! Pushed out to Kempe. Kempe back out up high. Kopitar. Kopitar with a shot. Score! Sparingly in the games he's dressed for. Kings get it ahead. Fiala in front. Byfield shoots. Scores! Quinton Byfield! Yeah, it looked like it hit Henrique and then maybe glanced off Clark.
It might have, because I think it hit another King before the shot.
There come the Kings. Score! Aboard Basil, under a minute to play.
Now the strategy has to change. You need two here, so you got to shoot.
Doughty a shot, and he scores!
Vegas a deep club, especially down the middle. Klingberg up the left-hand side, Leon Draisaitl. Cross ice, McDavid has Perry in front. Perry scores! And Edmonton right back in the game. It's 10-1. And the crowd urging Stuart Skinner on. Here's McDavid walking in. Dish to the trailer. It's Perry. Shot! Score! Puts the brakes on down low. Deals back to Bouchard. Across the Nugent Hopkins. Bouchard. Shot. Score! Perry. The tip. 2-0 Edmonton.
Draisaitl holds on. Bouchard, no shot. Across to McDavid. Down to Nugent Hopkins. He'll score! Draisaitl's got two first goals in this series. Evan Bouchard has one. It'll come a run in front. Scores! Corey Perry from Connor McDavid. Kept in there by Wollman. Perry from the corner. McDavid along the boards. Back to Jim. Wollman shooting. Got through. Scores! Corey Perry has tied it. Back to Ekholm and Bouchard. And he'll send that in front. Scores! Corey Perry has another. And a power play goal gets Edmonton on the board. Back to the line, off the stick to Draisaitl. Nurse keeps it alive. Perry for Draisaitl, swung it in front, and hit Forsling skate. Perry scores! Corey Perry, as the old guys continue to hit the back of the net.